And we're live. So, okay, hey guys. So I promised you, some more interviews before I go on hiatus for a while. But so my first interview is with my guest right here. And like I said before, I love these interviews. But I also part of the interviews is that I like to let the guests introduce themselves rather than me, officially talk about them and stuff. So yeah, why don't you go introduce yourself and yeah, just tell everyone who you are and all that stuff.
Okay, I'm Chastity. I am currently living in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm originally from the DMV. I have three children. I work in the healthcare field in nursing. I'm also a doula. I'm also teach English online, and I also hold a holistic nutrition consultant. So that's pretty much it.
Wow, so you brought up some good points, and so I just want to reiterate also to everyone watching at home, this is the first time that I'm also hearing about this
Mhm.
because I know a lot of people, interviewers wise, they like to do the research ahead of time. Me, I like to sort of go in blind and sort of get the quote unquote audience experience of watching it too, and you know what I mean, getting, taking all this information in for the first time too, so it feels more genuine that way. But
Mhm.
you brought up a couple of good points, and you said that you are also involved in the healthcare field.
I am.
And so again, I know we went over the quote unquote rule that I have, but um,
Mhm.
sort of I guess yeah, sort of taking that into consideration. Can you tell us, especially considering the Bud Light situation that we've been in for about a year and a half now? How has that been like for you? You know what I mean? How have you been
Mhm.
handling that? And you know what I mean? How stressful is it? And what exactly do you do?
So, where do I start? So, I've been in the nursing field for almost 20 years. And as far as the whole Bud Light situation, I am currently on what they call a quarantine suspension because I choose not to get the Bud Light. I also choose not to test. So currently, as far as my office, there was a cluster, and they required us to mandatory test, and me and one other person chose not to. Hence why I am on quarantine for 10 days because I chose not to test. So, with that being said, just here in Charlotte, there's been quite a few protests against that. I have not been involved in the protests, but I have seen them. It's pretty split versus people that want to and those that don't want to. And I just fall in the category of I choose not to. So it's been interesting just seeing it in person and then, of course, seeing it all over the internet. So, mm,
And so, this is very interesting because this is the first interview that I've done. I've done at this point, I've done probably close to 50. I don't know, actually, yeah, probably a lot of interviews with people. And
mm,
this is the first time I've spoken with a professional in the healthcare slash medical field. And
mm,
so I know that I mean, basically, it feels like everyone's kind of walking on eggshells at this point because there's so many different things going on in the world. There's Bud Light, there's BLM, there's Stop Asian Hate, and it's like
mm,
I feel like saying the wrong thing, especially about someone's own preferences or personal opinions on
mm,
the pandemic and Bud Light. People could misinterpret that, or if they don't like it, don't agree with you, then they'll just lash out at you and try to cancel you for your
mm,
opinions, basically. Um, and so I really do thank you for for being honest about your opinions. You know what I mean, and
mm,
talking about it. So and like I said, this is the first time that I've interviewed someone who works in that field. Um,
mm,
Now again, I like it does get me more interested in that topic. So I hope you don't think I'm prying or anything like that.
No,
And if
no.
I ask you, if I happen to ask you a question that is too personal, just say it,
Mhm.
just let me know, and then we'll move on to
Okay.
a different question. So I know that you said that you choose not to. Uh,
Hmm.
am I correct? Like that you basically you choose not to get tested or get the vaccine or what? Can you clarify for that?
So I choose both. I'm not going to test specifically if I'm not sick. I'm not having symptoms, and I have been in it since the beginning, and I have stood by that since the beginning. Um, as far as the vaccine, no, I'm not doing that either. And it's a personal choice. And I think that's where a lot of the arguments are coming. I respect those that choose to. For me, because I live as holistically as possible, I don't vaccinate. I wouldn't say that I'm anti vax against vaccines. It's just not the best choice for me and my family. Um, now, I do have two older children, so that are adults. So, of course, they can choose with a little bit of me kind of butting in a little bit there, but it's all about how I feel like the safety of it. I don't feel like this vaccine is had enough research, um, just things that I've read, and I try to educate myself. I tend to have that. I like to research a lot, so I try to educate myself. I try not to just go off of what is being told to me. Um, and just for me, personal choice, I'm just not gonna. I'm not doing it either or.
Can I and again, like I said, if you don't feel like
Mhm.
answering a question, you don't have to. But would it be okay if I asked you why you're choosing not to?
So, because again, because I live my life as holistically as possible, there's a lot of stuff that's in the vaccine that's not organic. And because I live that way, or at least try to, as an adult, because I know the argument is, well, you got shots when you were a kid and I didn't have a choice. So, and knowing the information that I've known for a few years, because I didn't do the flu shot either. Um, it's just the things that they put in these vaccines that I'm not comfortable with. So I rarely ever get sick. And I'm one of those people, if it's not broke, why fix it? So I can probably count on one hand in my adult life, and I'm 44 years old, how many times I've been sick with a cold. I've only had the flu once, and that was when I was a child. So for me, I feel like I do other things like eat as healthy as possible, um, deal with a lot of herbal stuff to keep myself healthy. I just feel like, what? I don't need that. So I feel like I've been okay this far. We're going into year two, kind of year three with Bud Light. So I'm doing fine. And I believe in faith. So that's another thing. That's a whole nother story.
Well, that's very interesting. Here on the Ambw channel, I know that you've been watching for a while, so I want to
Mhm.
thank you for that. I want to thank you for your support in that regard. It's always nice
Definitely.
to have it. Um, and so, but this is very interesting. I like having these kinds of conversations, even though everyone has their own take on it or their own opinion on it,
Mhm.
right? And like I said, these are hot topics that are going on right now. It
Mhm.
is a very kind of volatile time right now
Right.
in the world, and not just in the country, but like everywhere because Bud Light is everywhere. So I also want to, I guess, well, I want to we'll sort of circle back around to the religious part because I would also like to ask you about that,
Mhm.
if you don't mind. But I'd also I also have a question. And it's like a personal question that I have too. So, first of all, I am, I'm negative for Bud Light. I've been tested and vaccinated and stuff, so I'm good to go on that. But I did have a couple of concerns, namely from looking out for my family because they are a little bit older. They're elderly citizens now, which is really kind of depressing to think about. But it's part of life. So, but so I guess in that regard, they are more susceptible to the virus and all that stuff, even though
Right.
they're vaccinated as well. I was I know that things are getting better for a minute, and now cases are kind of surging again.
Mhm.
I think because of the quote unquote Bud Light variant, basically,
Mhm.
that is going around.
Mhm.
Um, Again, this might be kind of like a hot topic question, but I genuinely want to know because I don't know that many healthcare professionals.
Mhm.
So now I'm talking to you, so I'd like to take advantage of that. So, can you tell us anything that you kind of would know, I guess, or have heard, about this, this new variant that seems to be going around? Do you think there is a cause for concern, or what I mean, because cases are kind of spiking right now?
So I don't I work in with OBGYN. I do most of my history is internal medicine, family. But for the last 4 years I've been working OBGYN. So as far as that sector goes, I don't see a lot of talk amongst the doctors and nurses within my office. Um, I we rarely have people that actually come in. In fact, in my office, if someone does have Bud Light, we won't let them come in the office. If they have a visit, we'll do it over the phone. Then that's just to protect the other women that come to the office. Um, and like I said, I live in North Carolina, so North Carolina has opened up fully since I want to say since May, maybe. So we don't have a lot of the restrictions that a lot of the other states still have. As far as the variants, they they haven't really talked about that. I would think it would be more so in like the hospital settings, maybe even in the internal or family practices, but in my particular practice, no.
Yeah, thank you.
Mhm.
You probably, I don't know, yeah, I don't know, you probably weren't necessarily expecting these kinds of questions today. Um,
No, it's okay.
but I just think it's interesting because I talk to a variety of people in here from, different backgrounds who work in, what I mean, different industries and stuff. So I do
Mhm.
like, touching on different subjects and stuff like that and getting their takes on that. Um, so I promise you we'll get to the AMBW part, but I
Yeah.
just have one last question.
Mhm.
Circling back to sort of the original topic, and you brought up the fact that you are very, you are a quote unquote, without sounding controversial. I know it's
Mhm.
another opinion, but I do like to talk about these things. You are very strongly in tune with your religious side and all that stuff, and
Mhm.
your beliefs and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And especially when in conjunction to what I mean, practice of medicine,
Mhm.
and like we've been saying, Bud Light, all that stuff. Like, can you
Mhm.
talk a little bit more about your faith and your religion and sort of how it ties into, like I said, me personally, I know I'm kind of familiar with holistic practices and whatnot,
Mhm.
but not entirely. So for people who don't know, can you explain a little bit more about that?
So a lot of holistic, well, for me, it's more dealing with the earth, dealing with the mind, the body, the spirit. So I don't call it a religion. I actually don't believe in religion, and that's just me. Um, and out of my whole family, I'm maybe me and my sister are the only one that are more like spiritualists. So I don't call it a religion. I just say I'm spiritual.
Right. Sorry about
Um,
that. There you go.
right. So dealing with that, I kind of found my own way. It's not like I have like a group of people, or I go to a church or something like that, I kind of go within, meaning I follow my gut. Um, just like I did when Bud Light first came on the scene, we all got scared, right? Everybody got scared. It's something new. We don't know what it is. And the first thing that came into my spirit was, you're going to be fine. And anyone connected to you will be fine. And I ran with that the whole entire time. And that is what I mean by my faith. I let my faith guide me. So as far as holistic, I deal with a lot of herbal stuff. So I drink tea. I got tea right here, um, just to keep myself healthy. And I will say, just a side note, more personal, I am immunocompromised. So a lot of times people are like, well, you're immunocompromised. You should be getting, the vaccine. I got my teas and it's been helping me. So just dealing with a lot of fresh, natural things that come from the earth, and dealing with my mind, and just trying to stay positive, trying to stay positive. Sometimes it's hard to do that, but that's pretty much it with the holistic. It's all about the mind, the body, and the spirit, and just taking care of those things, versus Western medicine is more like your medicines and the science of it, whereas holistic, they deal with the whole thing, the whole body, not specific parts of the body. It's the whole thing.
Okay, yeah, thank you for clarifying all that.
Mm-hmm.
And this is very interesting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I also want to get into an entirely unrelated note. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so, which is interracial dating and AMBW and stuff like that. And so yeah, so I've seen your comments, on the other videos and stuff like that, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily gonna point put any of them on display, but I do want to ask
Mm-hmm.
you about certain things.
Sure.
So number one, obviously, this being the AMBW channel, it is about interracial dating and romance and stuff like that, specifically between
Mm-hmm.
Asian men and Black women.
Mm-hmm.
But I also wanted to ask you about your experiences that have to do with non-Asian men, and they
Mm-hmm.
could be within your own race or outside of your race. Um, so I guess I'll sort of transition into that by asking this. So yeah, can you tell us a little bit more about your interracial experiences, and then
Yeah.
yeah.
So for me, I grew up in Northern Virginia. I grew up near Quantico. Okay, I'm a military brat. So um, growing up there, I didn't really experience a lot of the whole black, white, that whole thing. Everybody literally was together, as cliche as it sounds. So growing up, I had white friends, I had Asian friends, I had black friends, I had Indian friends, all everything. So I did interracial relationship, which my two oldest children are biracial. Their dad is Italian and white, or it is, white. So um, this one here. So I was in that relationship for about 7 years, and learned a lot during those 7 years. And I think I did make a comment. I made several comments in some of the groups that we're in, that I will date anyone. I will give anybody a chance, right? I won't date white men ever again. And when I say that, that just means my experiences. I feel like they they don't get it. They want to get it, but they don't want to get it. If you know what I mean. I don't know.
No,
So
Yeah, honestly, sorry to interrupt you. That's a very strong
Yeah.
statement. I'm not necessarily going to disagree with you on that. I have
Mm-hmm.
my own take on that, my own experiences
Mm-hmm.
with that. Most of which are very unpleasant. So, like
Mm-hmm.
I said, I don't necessarily disagree with you on that. But
Mm-hmm.
again, and again, this is not necessarily to push anyone's buttons or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I feel like these kinds of discussions, especially the interviews so far that we're having, is important because it's an honest, it's people's honesty, right, and upfront, about their own experiences and
Mm-hmm.
opinions and stuff like that. That people want to hear and people need to hear. I think
Right.
to a very far extent. So, can you tell us, what was it, I guess, if anything, maybe about your last experience or experiences with white men that made you come to the conclusion that that is not your preference?
So with this particular relationship, we share children together. So there were things that I wanted to include in the raising of I have girls and in the raising of our kids. So not only that, but like culturally, he grew up in a predominantly black neighborhood, but the way that he was kind of like a chameleon. All right. So when he was around me and around his black um, friends, he was he acted different. And then when we were like in a group, let's say a lot of white people, the voice changed, everything changed. And so those were things that I was starting to like notice. And we, like I said, we had been together for 7 years. And then I got more into social aspect of the black, movement. And it was just like, why are you getting involved in all that? We're all the same. And I'm like, no, we're not all the same. Right. So um I think we started bumping heads a lot when it came to that. As far as the being black versus being white and the struggles. And for me, it was like I really didn't see too many struggles. I do believe there is privilege compared to um, Black people, compared to Asian people, compared to Hispanic people. And that's those groups in regards to being white in America. And I'm only speaking about in America, so I've never lived any other place but America. And I think we weren't seeing eye to eye. And so with that, I went my way and he went his way. And from that point, I was like, I can't date another um, white guy again. So,
Yeah, no, absolutely, and I would never, um, like I said, I don't necessarily disagree with you. I mean, not that I can relate to being a black woman, but
mhm,
I do hear you, and like I said, I have my own experiences with people who basically white people, a
mhm,
lot of which are unpleasant, unfortunately.
yeah,
Yeah, what I mean. That's perfectly fine.
yeah,
Um, but so moving on to I don't want to say greener pastures, but
mhm,
when it comes to dating outside your race and what I mean,
mhm,
uh, not dating white men, but pursuing dating relationships, whatever, with Asian men.
mhm.
Um, do you have you so can you talk about that a little bit? Have you ever dated Asian men before? Is this something that you are looking to do?
Mhm.
And yeah, what is your interest in that?
So I dated a guy in high school. He was Japanese. His mother was Japanese, and his father was black. I dated him for a couple of months, so that was my first experience dating someone of Asian, descent or background. Um, as an adult, I hadn't really dated. I've always been interested because, like I said, I'll date anyone as long as they're nice, they're kind, and they treat me right. Except for white. And I feel like culturally, there's a lot of things that Black women and or Black people and Asian people. There's a lot of similarities in the cultures, and that's just coming from talking to people. Currently, I have been dating one guy. He is Chinese. Um, he is Chinese. Yes, he's Chinese. Chinese American. But he came to America when he was 24. So it's not like he grew up here. So I'm the kind of person I am. I'm very patient, depending on the situation. But I'm very patient, um, and language, because his first language is Chinese, right? His first language is Mandarin, and so he's not very good with English, but that's fine with me. I was before I met him, I was learning Chinese, Mandarin. So I guess that's most of my experience, dating the one guy in high school, and then this guy here, and I I don't know. I like who I like. It doesn't matter who he is, as long as he's not a white guy.
No, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So sorry, so just confirm. Sorry, my head is kind of spinning right now. Didn't get
Yeah.
my sleep last night. So you said that you are, is that it? You're currently in a relationship, or you're currently seeing this guy, the Chinese.
So I'm not in a relationship. I'm just seeing
Just
people,
seeing. Oh, okay, all
seeing
right,
this guy. Yeah.
okay, cool. Well, I hope, because I'm Chinese American, so I might be a bit biased when I say this. I hope it works out with you guys. And
Yeah.
I think that more black women, or more women in general, should date Chinese guys because we're the best. We're awesome. We don't need any reason.
Yeah.
That's just is. You should just accept it.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. You can say whatever you want, but yeah, Chinese guys are underrated because I think, like, especially when it comes to Asian guys, a lot of women, especially a lot of non-Asian women, just want Korean dudes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What?
You know what it is?
Yeah.
It's because of K-pop and K-drama.
I'm not into K-pop.
That's so
I
refreshing.
might be like the only person maybe in the group that's not into K-pop, or I mean, I watch dramas, but I have to say I watch all the dramas. I watch between the Korean drama and the Chinese drama. I like both, but um I don't listen to the music.
Mm.
Um Not really into that whole thing, and I'm not into anime either. So
Yeah, absolutely. Hold on, and I was gonna say, what is this? I was trying to think of a clip because this is all like music to my ears. It's awesome. It's wonderful. Uh, but you know what? Actually, I do have a clip here, and this is like this. I'm new to Streamyard, so this is
mhm,
what we're on right now. So I'm like a kid in a candy shop. There's all these little different buttons and different memes and clips you can play. So,
mhm.
like I said, you've been literally giving like the right answers to like every response. So this is the closest thing that I have. So it is a way of saying thank you. So here we go. There you go. I feel that's what
Yeah.
I have.
Friday, yes.
The other ones are a little bit more on the negative side, but yes, thank you. I appreciate that. And we have a comment here. So there you go. I absolutely do agree with that. It's hard to disagree with that kind of statement.
Mhm,
I feel, and this sort of goes back to the, I know a lot of people brought this up, but like, when it comes to, especially like online dating statistics or
mhm,
dating statistics in general in the U.S., there's more negativity surrounding Asian men and Black women, which is
Mhm.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
But that's not why I have this channel. I have this channel because I do like that type of interracial romance and stuff, and I feel like outside of those negative statistics, there's a lot of things between us that Asian men and Black women that are more
Mhm.
positive, and those are good
Mhm.
reasons to do it.
I
Um,
agree. I think that so I'm one of those people that I would I would immerse myself into a culture because that's the only way that you're going to know to get to know each other. So if we're from different backgrounds, if I'm interested in you, I have to be interested in your background, right? And I would kind of expect the same. Like, I think conversations like this helps. I think just, you know, learning each other would make it so much better. It, like, if you don't put yourself out there, right? And I told you I'm so socially awkward. I'm more introverted than anything. I do better with one-on-one conversations with people. I don't like crowds and things like that. I find those conversations more intimate. Um, just saying hi, even if like yesterday I went to a restaurant and my waiter happened to be an Asian guy and I was with my family and I said to him, gosh, you're really handsome. Things like that, those little things, just even if Asian guy sees a Black woman and he thinks she's cute, just say hi, because you may get someone like me that's just I'm gonna have a conversation with you, as long as they're not a crowd, but have a conversation with you. I think conversations need to be had in order to and not be so shy. I mean, I'm kind of shy too, so not be so shy. Step out there. You never know.
and yeah, absolutely. And I just want to say, to add to that note, I feel like you are. Obviously, I don't know you at all, but
Mhm.
but I feel like you are the type who would want someone, with I guess especially when it comes to Asian men, if you're interested in them or whatever, like to for them just to be themselves, for them,
Yeah.
what I mean, just get to open up, what I mean, over time, and let just be themselves and be comfortable in their own skin.
Hmm.
I feel
Yeah.
like I feel like a lot of uh, Asian men or Asian American men, especially in the U.S., there's this insecurity, and
Mhm.
about sort of being an Asian male, because there's so much that, like, it doesn't really get said often, but there's a lot of negative stigma attached to being Asian male in America.
Yeah.
It's sort of, whereas what I mean, whereas sort of more overt racism, especially against people of
Hmm.
color, Black and brown people, is highly frowned upon.
Yeah.
I feel like subtle racism against Asian men, especially, even by their own women, by Asian women, is sort of quietly accepted. And
Mhm.
because of that, I feel like a lot of Asian men sort of develop this insecurity about
Mhm.
themselves, and they might try to conform to more Western ideals of attraction, or
Mhm.
handsomeness or beauty, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I even had sort of this. I went through a phase in college where I basically I wanted basically to try and fit in with white kids. You know what I mean? Because that's mostly
Mhm.
what they had there, and they had some black, they had some Hispanics, very few Asians there where I went to school at.
Right.
So I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I had a good time in college. But at the same time, it's like looking back on it now, it's like, man,
Mhm.
like sometimes I wish I didn't do that. You know what I mean?
I mean,
'Cause,
I think I'm sorry to interrupt you. I
no,
think I think that's true. Because even though I grew up in that area where everybody they still had cliques, and the Asian people in my school were generally the quiet ones. And I remember when I was in school, I wasn't popular. Okay, so I was like a nerd, right? but a popular nerd because I played sports, but that's as far as it went. So I remember I would try to like talk to, the quiet kids because a lot of the Asian children in my school were quiet and they kind of just stuck to their own group. And I do remember a lot of times, like, I would try to, like, conversate. I kind of do that now. Like, even with patients that come into my office, I'm always asking, their ethnic background and just, to make conversation, to be like, I'm interested in you as a person. I'm interested in your background. Like, to me, that's important. Those kind of things.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, in summation, Asian men, if you want to shoot your shot or get to know her or anyone like her, just be yourself.
Yeah,
Um,
I think
yeah,
with Black women though, um, I think that there's that whole thing that we're strong and we're loud and we can be aggressive, and I think that kind of turns people away. But I'm here to say we're not all that way. We're not all that way. There's a lot of us that are quiet. We're not all the same.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. Black women are not. What's the word? They're not a monolith, basically. Like no one is a monolith.
Yeah.
So everyone, obviously that's just like common sense. So if you don't know that, then you're kind of in trouble. But
Mhm.
so I want to highlight a few of the comments that we have here really quickly.
Okay.
There you go. There's Megan. She was kind of chatting it up a little bit yesterday in the comment section as well. So thank you, Megan, for dropping by. I'm glad again that you name drop Chinese guys because we
Mhm.
kind of get overlooked.
Mhm.
Um, let's see here. Um, so there you go. Annabella says yes. Why do you guys turn away as soon as you know we're looking back at you? Because they're shy. Because
Mhm.
they're shy, and then or sometimes maybe they might be interested, but
Mhm.
they might be afraid of rejection or whatever, or that you reject them and that they're misinterpreting your signals or whatever. It happens. It
Yeah.
happens. It's difficult. Um, Shy black woman, Doja Cat. Shy black woman. It's okay. I mean, a lot of Asian guys are shy
Yeah, it's
too.
all right.
Yeah, it's okay to be shy. So there's nothing wrong with you. You're shy. I do feel like though, however, when it comes to especially Asian men, I feel like Asian men are very particularly shy. Like
Mhm.
they are more shy. They're not like white guys or black guys or Hispanic guys who
Mhm.
are definitely not afraid to approach women. You know what I mean, and ask them out or ask them for the number or whatever.
Right.
So I do. That's not just a stereotype. That is very true,
Mhm.
unfortunately. So again, if you're watching this, you're an Asian male. I mean, just look in the chat and look at Chastity. These are women
Yeah.
who
I'll
are.
talk to you. I mean, see, I don't usually initiate conversation, but if you initiate a conversation or send me a message, I will not ignore. I will have a conversation or at least attempt to. This is, again, you never know. You never know. You might have something in common with a person. I think it's frozen. No, I think he's gone. Wait for him to come back in. How's everybody doing? Hopefully, there he is.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Okay,
That's
so yeah, so I had my Wi-Fi cut out, so now I have to
Okay.
use my phone. But okay, so so I apologize. You were speaking right last time we were talking. I didn't mean to cut you off. If you want to
No,
continue.
it's okay. I don't even remember what I was saying.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah.
good, awesome,
I think
awesome.
I was saying that as in regards to being shy, um, it send a message. It's fine. I will talk to anybody.
Mhm.
I wouldn't ignore a message to anybody because you never know. You might develop a really good friendship, a romantic connection. You never know. So
Mhm.
it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And so hang on. So I see you guys. I see you really quickly. Annabella, as soon as I get the PayPal, probably not for this invite, but I'll include the link to my PayPal or whatever, in the description of this video, so future reference. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. Good and join this chat. Awesome, awesome, great, great, great.
Awesome.
Yeah, again, sorry guys, the Wi-Fi is kind of crappy, so where I'm at.
It's
But
okay.
anyway, so yeah, so just a couple more questions because I don't want to keep you on
Yeah.
too long. Um, so I know that you said that you are dating. You're dating, but
Hmm.
nothing serious right now. Um,
No.
so I was gonna say, not that I'm necessarily use this YouTube platform just for this purpose,
Hmm.
but so I know you sort of touched on this a little bit about what qualities are important to you in a guy.
Hmm.
But for all the guys watching at home, like I said, that a lot of my audience consists mostly of women. Actually, like a
Hmm.
lot, 67%. I was looking at the analytics the other day. It's a lot of women that watch this channel, a lot more than guys. But for all the guys watching at home who might be interested, in getting to know you or shooting a shot, anything
Hmm.
like that, what are the most important qualities for you in a guy?
Well, I do. I want someone that is kind, um, family oriented, that doesn't mind a woman that has children. I noticed that in the groups that a lot of, and I get it, but I'm 44, and so and I have 3 kids, and yes, 2 are adults, but I still have one that's in middle school. So someone that likes kids, um, kind. I mentioned kind, intelligent, because I like to have long, drawn out conversations at like 2 in the morning. um, just I don't know, just a good person. I think that's what a lot of people want. Is just a overall good person, good to people.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, hey, what's up, Vin? I haven't seen you. So everybody, this is Ben. He's one of the most positive people I know. Um, yeah, man. I mean, let me see here really quickly. I gotta say, I don't. Is there any way, Ben? If you want to pop in the chat really quickly and say hi, this is Chastity.
Hey,
Ben, I also know that you were also single, man. So, Chastity. I'm not sure if you've seen any of my videos, you probably see Ben on a couple of them.
I
Like
have, I
he's,
have.
he's a great guy. He's full of positivity. He's like a walking. It's like if positivity were like a human being, like this would probably
It
be
would be
him.
him.
Yeah. Yeah, man, Vin, if you want to come in, just let me know, man. We're gonna be on here for a few more minutes, but yeah. So okay, can't see you guys. Hang on. Oh, all right, yeah, never mind. We're good now. We're good. Crisis averted. Yeah, see, there you go. Yeah, no, dude, come on, man, Vin. At this point, I'm gonna put you on the spot, bro. No, Vin is a good guy. Everybody. Vin also has his own YouTube channel. Go check it out. Vin, I don't know if you want to include the link in it or not, but feel free to plug it, man, because I think your channel is awesome. So
Yeah, go ahead
um,
and plug it.
yeah,
I like
and
the
like I said,
support.
yeah, like I said, Vin, if you want to come in, man, we've got a few more minutes left, so let me know. But Chastity, so okay, so what I guess let me see here. So like I said, one thing I keep coming back to this, unfortunately, but I
Hmm.
do, yes, a lot of Asian guys are shy. A lot of Asian guys need that extra push. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, to get out there. You know what I mean, and like I said, that's, Asian men do get a bad rep unfairly, as do black women, right? But in your opinion, like, why? If you could sort of just take this time to, not to put you on the spot or anything like that, but take this time to, sort of address the Asian guys watching this video. You know what I mean? Just sort of try to help them, get a little bit more confidence, you know what I mean, in speaking up and approaching, non-Asian women, especially because I mean that's mostly what I see. If I do see an Asian guy in the out in the open in public or whatever approaching a girl, usually it's an Asian woman. And I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of that is because a lot of them are, you know what I mean? A lot of Asian guys are just scared of rejection and all that stuff.
Right.
But what would you say? I know you touched upon this already a little bit. What
Mhm.
would you say, like, some final words on that note, on that subject, to sort of help coax them into, you know what I mean, being a little bit more confident and opening up to people?
Um, I think that one way would be, I guess, don't necessarily think that you're going to get rejected. I think the first thing men, or even mostly Asian men, the first thing they think is probably like, "Oh, she's not gonna talk to me. So what's the point of even trying?" I feel like a lot of us black women are um, so open to talk and to meet Asian men, and I think just getting out of that mindset, like, oh, if you think she's beautiful, oh, she's not going to talk to me. Or if you think she's smart, oh, she's not going to talk to me. I think that's what stops a lot of them. Um, just take a deep breath and just say, like in one of your short films where, and I can't remember which one it was, where the guy, he went up to the girl when they were in the school, and he just went up to her and asked her, and yeah, she gave him the, oh, what are you talking to me for? I think just go for it. Just go for it. There's a lot of us that will talk to you. Yeah.
That is great advice. That is great advice. And also Megan chimed in here with her thoughts on that. Says, but to be honest, I think there's an unspoken fear from other races with getting with black people. Sometimes because black genes are strong, and they may feel that their kids will lose their culture.
Yeah.
Um, I
Yeah.
personally don't think that that's necessarily true. I
Yeah.
do know a lot of biracial people who,
Mhm.
you can tell that they're mixed and they have, an equal, I guess, equal appearance or whatever of,
Right.
Asian features, black features, and they're
Right.
they're gorgeous. I mean, they're beautiful people. You know what I mean? So I don't think that necessarily one trait is more dominant than the other. I think that's sort of
Yeah.
a very common assumption, but it's not always true. Um,
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think that's always true.
Oh, hang on. What's this? Hey, what's your hands? Not asking for myself, not dating right now. Just curious. Well, then what are you at? No, I'm just kidding. No, no, I'm just curious. I'm just joking. I'm just joking, Annabella. I appreciate the compliment. Thank you very much. I'm single as fuck right now, but I don't think I'm necessarily in any shape to be dating anyone. I actually just announced yesterday. I don't know if you saw a stream or whatever I did, but I will be taking a hiatus from this channel, following this upcoming week. So after that, there's not going to be a whole lot of content coming for me for a while because I need to get my shit in order. And
Mhm.
so I appreciate it though, but I just honestly right now I don't feel necessarily like the right time for me to see anyone because I really do need to catch up on a lot of things, and I would just feel more comfortable, once I'm all caught up, I would be more open to meeting someone. But thank you, Annabella. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're too kind. You're very very nice. Um, and yeah, so yeah, I think this comment, Doja Cat says, "Think outside the box." I think that's a wonderful statement. That's sort of a very kind of low key, kind of charming, subtle way of saying, to both black women and Asian men, and just human beings in general, to step outside your comfort zone. Asian guys, you don't always have to go only after Asian women. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that, just like Chastity was saying, I was saying, like, it doesn't mean that, just because a woman is not Asian, just doesn't mean that she won't be attracted to you or doesn't want to get to know you. That's clearly why this channel exists in the first place. You know what I mean? We're here to help both groups or races or people, whatever you want to say it. You know what I mean? Just become more confident and realize what they want. You know what I mean? I think that's important. That's very important.
It's very important.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just have one more question, and then we'll wrap this interview up. Because I like to keep them sort of right under an hour. Hang on. Are you on house arrest or something? I'm committing a joke. I am not on house arrest. I am fine. I'm not in any sort of entanglement or legal situation. I am perfectly fine. The only situation that I am in is that I literally live in my car. So that's why I'm saying I don't feel like I'm personally dating material right now. I don't mind it. I don't mind my situation, but I just, again, I would personally feel like more comfortable, getting back on my feet and stuff like that. So, I mean, again, like, but I mean, again, I'm human. So if I see someone I think is hot or attractive, I'm gonna shoot my shot. I don't really give a shit about fuck my situation. I don't care about that. I'm human, man. I don't care. Whatever, we all have needs and stuff like that.
I commend you. I commend you for that. For you're like, hey, my situation right now, I'm just gonna get myself together.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we need that.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that. Yeah, I do. I mean, especially it's not easy considering we're in Bud Light right now.
Yeah,
and that's crippled a lot of people, especially a lot. I think a lot of people with a lot more to lose than I do. So in general, I mean that's how bad the situation is right now, and so I hope things get better. But from the looks of it, doesn't look like it necessarily. But no, again, Annabella, I'm sorry if it seemed like I was making fun of your question. I was not at all. I was not at all. So please keep watching the channel. I appreciate it, and thank you for your compliment again. Vinh, okay, dude, this is your last chance, bro. Look at this woman. You know what I mean? She's on here. I know you're watching. Don't think you're busy because you've been typing up like an entire freaking novel the whole time you've been in here. Come on. You know what? Hang on, man. Hang on, bro. All right, I'm gonna send you the link. I'm gonna send you the link. Hang on. Okay, so you know what? I'm just gonna let me see here really quickly. Yeah. You know what? Hang on. Let me post a comment. All right, Vinh, this is for you. I don't know how to send a personal message to you, so I'm gonna send this. This is the link to come in, and really for anyone necessarily, if you guys want to come into the chat and say hi really quickly to Chastity or whatever, just come in the chat right there. Boom, copy and paste that link, bro. Come in and say hi. You're single as F right now. Okay, come on. Listen, I'm not gonna end the stream until you come in here, bro. So you better hurry up because Chastity has a life. She can't be in here forever. So you gotta get your ass in here, boy. Get the fuck out of here. Come on. Come on, man. I know you're there. I'm not gonna take no for an answer. But
that's funny.
No, actually that's fine. We'll do whatever you want. Actually, whatever. We'll give you a couple minutes to come in. But Chastity, what do you think? I guess I had a specific question. You're trying to get in. Hang on. All right, hang on. Let me try to see if the link that I sent you was correct or but on that note, Chastity, what do you think that it is that a lot of women do find white men attractive or whatever? And I see a lot. Honestly, I'm not calling anyone out or anything like that. So please, no one watching this video or Chastity, don't get twisted. But I see a lot more black women with white men than I do black women with Asian men. And I was just wondering, what is your take on that?
I think it goes deep. I think it goes all the way back to through history. It's kind of like I'm gonna just be politically incorrect for a minute. Hey, you decided to join.
You know what? My brother invited me. I gotta come.
All right.
So Chastity, I'm sorry. I know that you were in the middle of answering your question, but
Oh yeah,
this is matters of the heart right here. Okay, so this tuned to so everybody, this is Vin for who you don't know who he is. Like I said, he's like in positivity. We're a human being. It would probably look like him. So and so here you go. So I'm just gonna turn off my mic. I'm gonna turn off my cam. So technically, we'll just see what happens. Consider this like a YouTube experiment.
He's funny.
What's going on? How you doing?
Not much. I'm doing good. How are you?
Well, I'm doing wonderful. Today's Sunday, just relaxing, enjoying the weather.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Playing some music, guitar, and just listening to this wonderful combo y'all having.
Oh yeah. I was so nervous.
Oh yeah. I'm nervous right now. Just being on the phone. You know what I'm saying? Talking to you right now.
Yeah. So you mentioned you play music. You play guitar.
I try. As you can see here, I got a little guitar. Should I serenade the folks who are watching?
You got it. You have to do that.
I don't know what song I'm going to sing. All right, I'm going to try. This song is called "Thank You for Inviting Me on the Show, Jamie, to meet Chastity." I'm just going to make it up. I'm sitting here talking to Chastity. We don't know each other, but we gonna find out. Life's so short, why don't we talk more? Do all the good things in the world, despite what's going on out there. We gotta love more, hate less. Together we gon' make it through. Okay, that's all I got. I just made that all. That's what's up. That
was good. That was good.
Well, thank you.
I like Serenade.
Oh wow. Well, you just got that. So, is this? Should we get the mic back to Mr. Jim here, or I don't know what to say next or do?
Yeah, all right. So yeah.
I like the song.
Well, yeah. So
I'm nervous now, Jamie.
No. So everyone in the chat. Well, look at that. He's turning red. Look at this boy right here. Hang on.
Oh boy.
Look right there. So look at him right there.
Yeah, you see it right here. Yeah. It happens when I'm talking to someone beautiful and nice and intelligent.
Oh, thank you.
Right there. Yeah.
Thanks. That's so sweet.
Of course.
Yeah. So everybody in the chat right now, again, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna say that I'm putting any of y'all on the spot because I totally am. But but everyone is enjoying it. I mean, everyone is enjoying it. That's so sweet. That's so cute. Okay, so how about this? A couple more things. I promise I'll ego Chastity because I know you're a busy person, and me too, Vin.
So busy.
So let's so everybody in the chat right now, I know there's like 7 or more people watching right now. If you enjoyed what you just saw and you want them to exchange numbers, type in number 1 in the chat. 1 in the chat right now. It's okay. It doesn't take much thought. Just right now. If you want these two, easygoing, you know what I mean, good looking people right now, type in number 1 in the chat. See, here you go. Look at this man right here. Look at this man right here. Look at this. Right there.
Can I type 1 too? Can I type 1 as well, or?
Absolutely. People. If you're just watching this interview, this interview has been hijacked by love. Here we go. Look at no, I'm just kidding.
Hijacked by love. All right. I should have got my suit on, dude. I should have bought my suit.
Positivity. Look at this. Okay, look at this. One. Okay, so you guys have no choice now. You have to.
Awesome.
You have to exchange numbers. Something like that.
Yeah. Well, I think it sounds like it has brought us together, and I think we should connect. Yeah. There you go.
Well, let's exchange numbers.
Okay, done.
I'm cool with that.
I'm cool with that too. I think it starts that way.
Got to start somewhere.
How many of y'all would actually like to see them, or I don't know, not literally see them? How many of y'all ship this? How many of y'all want to see them go out on a date? Press 2. Press 2. Press 2. Okay, not one, but two.
This
Let's
is
get
great.
this. Come on now.
This is fun.
Mm-hmm.
Two. All
Well,
it takes is two, guys. Two.
I'm in Chicago, so Chastity, where you at?
I am in North Carolina.
Oh, I've always wanted to go to North
That's
Carolina.
5 minutes
There you
away.
go. Two.
This is
Or
5 minutes away.
ground. Middle ground. I'm from DC, so you know.
Okay.
Two. There we go. Two. You know what? We're gonna leave it at that. You want to? Yeah, Annabella, I will do it, and I'll put it in the description of this video after it's done because I don't have the info, but I will put it in the description of this video. So thank you for future reference. Okay, so I think we're gonna end it on here, but let's end it on this note right here. 2. Well, I think that settles it. So I think you guys are officially a couple now. There you go.
All right.
Cool.
And really quickly, before I let y'all go, Vin, can you plug your channel, please, for everyone who want to visit?
Sure. So my channel is called Positive Leo. I'm a Leo. My birthday was recent.
I'm a Leo. What?
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Check. Oh, that's good. This is good. This is getting good. So the show's called Positive Leo, and it's all about sharing good stories. I started during the whole COVID time. I wanted to share good stories, good vibes, just to uplift us during this time. So YouTube, Positive Leo. My Instagram is Joy Grows Within. Check me out, and thank you for letting me do the plug, Jamie. Appreciate you.
Nice.
No problem. And Miss Chastity, if people would like to follow you, is there some place where they will be able to do that?
As long as they're ready for that ride. So my Instagram is Supernova Soul 1. Of course, I'm always on Facebook. YouTube, I don't have a YouTube channel. I mean, I do, but I don't post on it. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see. So, okay. And all right, guys. So we are going to end it here. But again, one more thing, right before we do, let's just remind these two fine folks how much we ship this couple. You know what I mean? So again, if you ship this couple and you want them to exchange numbers and go out, type a 1. Type a 1. This is it, guys. This is your last chance to do it. Because we're gonna end it right here. But I want to again, this Ambw channel, so you never know what's gonna happen on it. I guess but. Yeah, like I said, you know what I mean? Okay, well, cool, guys. Well, 1, like that. 1. I mean, there you go, Everybody wants you guys to do it. So, there you go.
Guys.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Well, we are going to...
DM me on Instagram, Vin.
Oh, you got it. It's already done. It's going to be done in 2 minutes. So, I'll see you then. What's up?
All right.
Because we're going to end this now, but I want to appreciate Chastity for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
The interview was about Chastity originally, so let's not forget that. So thank you, Miss Chastity. Thank you, Mr. Vin, for dropping in. No surprise there. And let us know, what happens with that. Look at that, so cute. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, guys. Well, that settles it. So to tune in to the rest of the week, there will be some more content, and then my ass is out of here for a while. So otherwise, see ya.
All right. Thanks.
Hang on. So.